Jeez Louise. Okay, that was stressful. Okay. So, what happened is the homie Justin, who streams for SF Garnish, was live on his Facebook just now for like a few minutes. And unfortunately, his restream is still connected to his Facebook, even though it's just his personal one. So even if he goes live from Facebook and not from restream, it like won't let me. It wouldn't let me stream. So not ideal. Not ideal. But we're here. And we are 11 minutes late, which is such a bummer. But it's all good. We'll make up for it right now. So let's get a new live set open. And yeah, so the video from today's topic is sampling in Ableton and effects through one of my compositions. So I'm thinking I just kind of start making some stuff, start sampling some things here and there and seeing what happens. I think that would be good. But yeah. Let's see. Let's get some samplers open. Or simplers, I should say. I'm not going to be running through sampler today. Simpler is what I'll be running. Because it's kind of all I really use. I haven't really gotten much into sampler. Because it's just, for what I need, it's really not extremely important. But yeah. So here we go. Let's go to... So yeah, we have... I mean, why don't we just have a sampler and a simpler open so you can kind of see the difference between the two. But yes, welcome everybody. Good morning, afternoon, night, wherever you are in the world. Good day. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is what I usually use, simpler. And it's great because it's so simple, right? It's got all the ADSR, which I'll go over a little bit later. You can basically choose where the loop starts and stops, if it fades, if it snaps, how many voices you want to use in the breakdown of the sample. You've got your LFO control there, which is kind of like a wah-wah sound on the, it kind of goes, like it pitches it up and down. Kind of adds a little movement to it. And then warp here to warp the sample. So why don't we find, let's just put an 808 in here, right? Oh, cool. I haven't downloaded that sound, it says. That's really helpful. Okay, so I'm trying to drag this in. Come on. Okay. Sweet. So, here's the sample. On the warp settings here, you just hit warp if you want the sample to be warped in time with the metronome. If you want the computer to start, figuring out what the tempo of the sample is. And then you have our transient controls here, so we can shorten the transients, which is kind of sick. But what I usually like to do instead of doing that is I will just go to one shot, because one shot is basically, it'll trigger the whole sample, and this is actually perfect for 808s, this setting. See, because it plays it all the way through. But as you can see, it's kind of going because it's pitched up. So if I change it to complex, might help a little bit. Also, my sound card's dying, so let's fix that as usual. Okay, so that doesn't sound ideal, but still sounds good though. But yeah, so I might fade it out. Right? Okay. So it's perfect for 808s with one shot. Classic's nice too though if you want to control how much you're playing. And then I have 6 voices on, so it's going to be polyphonic. I can change it to 1 and that way it's only mono or monophonic, so I can only play 1 at a time. I'm trying to play 2 and it won't work. Yeah, sick. And then let's go to controls. So controls, you got the filter, right? You can change it to high pass, low pass, whatever you want. More LFO settings in depth. And you still got our ADSR here, but now we're dealing with our pitch envelope. So, you know, same situation, but we're kind of messing with more of the fundamentals of the sound. But yeah, I mean, it's really simple stuff. Nothing crazy. Pretty cool. And yeah, let's get to a song. Simpler is the same thing as sampler. They're basically the same thing, except sampler is a lot more complicated and a lot more intuitive. And I personally don't like it because, I mean, I haven't used it a whole lot, so I guess it's not really fair to say I don't like it. But I will say that I usually just need a sound to be, ready to go. I'm not a huge sound design guy because it takes so much time to make cool sounds. When I'm writing a song, I just want the idea out. So this is cool, and there's a lot to unpack here. But overall, I mean, the simpler just does the job so easy, and it just gets it done. You know what I mean? Like it samples the sample, so it's perfect for what I need it to. And then, you got the slice feature too. I didn't even go over this, which is cool, where you can literally chop it up by parts and play it kind of like, on a pad would, like an MPC would break things down. MPC drum machine. But yeah, so pretty cool. I don't know. Anyway, so let's make some. See what we can do. And I'm going to try to use samplers for everything. And then I'm going to start throwing some effects in. Our simplers, sorry. So let's go back to our instruments here. Get a simpler on. And let's find like a sound. Let's go to effects that I have. And let's make a synth sound out of an effect using the simpler. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. That could be cool. Okay, so I've dragged it in. What I'm going to do is turn loop on. And I'm going to start messing with the loop fundamentals to get it sounding not so... Because watch this. When I arm this, it's just like you can hear it looping a lot. Which still sounds cool. But what I want it to do is I want the loop to fade. So I'm going to turn fade up, and I'm going to turn the start of the loop. I guess not the start. There we go. The loop itself. I want it to... So now it's like, you can still hear it, but it's not as bad. You know what I mean? So I'm just adjusting how long I want the loop, right? So I might mess with that and see how that goes. So let's play some stuff with it. And you can get really cool sounds with this because when I play higher, it goes faster. When I play lower, it goes slower, and it kind of has like this uneven sound. I didn't even do anything other than just change my fade and my loop time on the simpler. So that sounds pretty sick. Let's get it to like 90. Okay, so just to put something in, right? So that sounds cool. And I didn't have to do anything. I literally just put it in the simpler and changed, like I said, changed the loop settings, and that's it. So let's mess with that length a little bit. I like that because you can't hear the loop as bad, but it works too. So we got like a nice little R&B progression going on here, but I don't know if I'm really feeling that. I think it's a cool sample, but let's just kind of loop it anyway, see what's happening. I hope everyone can hear me okay and they can hear the song. If anyone's here, give me a little shout, say what's good. Pop up in the chat. It'd be nice to see some friendly faces, or friendly words, I guess. Hey. Okay, so next I'm going to chop up a Kalen break. I usually would just chop up the audio, but for today's purposes, we're going to just go straight into the simpler, which is going to be fire. I haven't really done this before, so at least not like obviously, but I think it could be cool. Because we're basically just chopping up. So look, I hit slice and it already started chopping everything up for me. Nice. So it's already chopped up. It's pretty sick. And if we go to warp and transient, we can actually get rid of some of that noise that I'm hearing in between, right? So, like, switch it to the arrow on the right. Obviously, I wish I could change some specific ones more than others, but it'll still work great. Get a little drum bus on here. Something like that. I don't know. Let's try it again. All right, cool. So samplers. It's all our simple. All this is samplers. Let's get like a nice little loop here. Pi 12. Mess with that LFO on it. Fire. So that sounds cool, right? Now let's get the bass going. All from the simpler, which is heat. Let's get some like other stuff on here though real quick. Let's get let's do the usual. So saturator, vinyl, sub boom, pedal. Just load it up. Medium curve, we'll do a little hard. Vinyl distortion, turn this off. Maybe do this. Dry wet to like 20. Tune down, dry wet to, 4. Frequency there. little bass line there. I'm going to kind of fade it in a little bit here just because the attack is pretty strong and it's kind of messing with the kick. Nice. That's cool. I like it. So let's do another one. Let's do a percussion or like a hi-hat loop. Chop it up. Slice. And there we go. All done. Pretty fire how that works, honestly. Pretty cool. Switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up. Nice. All right. So anyone who's new to the stream, I do this every Friday with the Garnish Music School. Yeah, every Friday, Garnish Music School. Different topic every week. Sometimes I do track breakdowns. So sometimes I do original stuff like this. Sometimes we just do kind of Ableton tutorial stuff, and sometimes we have guests on the show, which we haven't had on yet, but I'm getting some hopefully soon here. But yeah, that's kind of what we do. We just mess around with Ableton and try to get some serious results. You know, like if I'm doing a track breakdown, I like to really try to get it exactly like the, you know, breakdown of what I'm trying to reference. So takes a while, but it's fun and challenging. And then this stuff's cool too, because it's just like I'm just kind of going as I go. But yes, thanks everyone so much for being here. Really appreciate it. I know it's only an hour every week, but I want to stream more, and hopefully I can soon. But yeah, please give me some feedback if there's anything you want me to see, or something you don't understand, or like, you know, you just want to say hi. Please hit up the chat and go hit that Discord. Discord's fire. If you join it, you can send in tracks, and I usually spend the last 10 minutes for feedback. I probably won't be doing that today because we haven't gotten anything yet, but it would still be really dope to see some of y'all there. Yeah. So yeah, if you join the Discord, you just go to song feedback and throw in your tracks. And yeah, that's it. And my computer is freaking out, so that's also fire. Not really. just recording in a couple things here and there. I want this to sound a little bit more like the Kalen sample. So what I'm going to do is throw on a little drum bus, turn the crunch up a lot. Going to turn this down a lot. Go to controls and kind of fade out those highs, the crispy highs. Yeah, so that works. And the loop's a little off. Okay, cool. So we got like a main section already, which is pretty fire. I'm just trying to think what we should do next. I think we should do an arrangement. So let's kind of move it over. Start with the loop, shall we? Bass. And that's when we have the next part come in, which is, let's see what we got. Should we go for a lead or some other keys? Maybe go for a lead. Sound card's like, nah, bro, you're done. You're done. L. Not good. Okay, so that's more like a solo, but it's fine. You know, it's all good. Okay, very cool. Let's just kind of darken this up a little bit like the rest of the track. Alright, so some effects we can do is let's take a kick drum sound. And this will be cool. This is just one effect I figured out how to make, and it's really easy. And I highly recommend it. But basically, let's put like this kick on here, right? And then next you just get a phaser flanger. Right here, and let's solo it, and you just turn the feedback like all the way up, and that's it. Messing with the rate. That's it. So let's resample that. Let's do like a bunch of different ones, right? So I'm just gonna kind of put these random spots and resample on, arm, disarm anything else that's armed. Okay, sick. And now I'm gonna just start recording and see what happens. Just kind of mess with that rate. Yeah. Okay. So we got some interesting stuff, kind of. But I really like this one. Oops. Nice job. I really like this one. So let's try it. What I'm going to do is I'll probably keep these for later, maybe. So let's just drag them to the side. And I wanted this to be kind of like the first sound. Maybe that could be like, What about these? Ah, that's pretty intense, but that's cool. So maybe that's like on the 1 here. Oops. Kind of fade it in. So yeah, this is like my pew pew noise that I make sometimes. I already have some made already that are really good, that I didn't make. But I really like this thing, and it makes some pretty crazy stuff. And that's just feedbacking on, I mean, you could probably feedback on any effect that has a feedback option, and it would sound like that. But yeah, I like using a kick because it kind of brings some darker, lower elements to it, and I like that there's the warmth knob on there, which kind of adds a nice little kind of natural distortion sound. Yeah, so let's go to the plugins. Supermassive. I'm going to actually take the low end out this time. Just because pretty fire. Another thing that might work is just doing this one again as well. Pretty cool. I like it. So I might just like throw like OTT on the effects. OTTs are great for all kinds of things, vocals, effects especially. Just kind of brightens everything up a little bit. Sick. So we made, you know, a nice little kind of hip-hop R&B thing with just using samples and putting them in the the simpler. We have our, we have our guitar chop that we looped. We have, not that, but we have our 808 that we put in here on one shot. And we messed with the fade in and the fade out since there's no ADSR in the one shot feature. But it's essentially the same thing. And then here we have our hi-hats chopped up on the slice mode trigger just by transient, sensitivity 100, mono playback. And then I low passed everything. Turn the highs down anyway. Add a little drum bus to kind of make it pop a little bit. And then we have our drum sample, which I did the same thing with. Chopped everything up by transient. And then that's kind of it. Didn't really do anything else with this one. I messed with the LFO a little bit actually, just to spread it out a little bit. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, that kind of covers it all. Only have 4 minutes left, so I'm not trying to rush it too hard, but yeah, if anybody has any questions, let me know. Yeah, let me know if also you have any suggestions for stream topics, because I'm always in need of trying to do new stuff, especially if it's things people want to actually see. But yeah, very dope, very dope. I don't know if anybody's been talking this whole time and my restream chat is just broken, because that could very well be the case, to be honest. But it looks like everything's like connected okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Cool. I'm just trying to think what else we could do. I mean, obviously we can arrange this more, but I literally only have 3 minutes left, so I might actually cut it off early because I have somewhere to be. But yeah, thanks again everybody so much for being here. Let me save this real quick. Just call it Effects with Zach. Today's date, which is the 28th of January, 28/22. Sweet. Let's get it saved. Very nice. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good week. Have a good night. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.